Slark, and then also just a lot of ground targeted stuff that UR had to be very careful of throughout that game.
Yeah, also 387 GPM, like Yawar was pretty poor in this game. Even, you know, if you're mid or if you're carry, it doesn't really matter. If you're playing Slark and you're not getting more than that, he was really struggling. Only got 3 kills throughout the game. Early game looked kind of promising, but no, he had a very hard time, and I think a lot of that comes down to playing against that Disruptor. Disruptor had massive impact, just glimpsing him back and catching him, or even just forcing out the BKB sometimes.
Yeah, both of the supports on the time we talked about at the end of the last game, who had the second amount of highest damage on the side of Soniqs, and it was the Lich. Just having, you know, as much impact as possible, because a lot of the times the cores are just being controlled. So pretty interesting to note, but we do get our draft up here for game number 2. There will be no Enigma, and again, this Primal Beast, people do not want to see this hero. I'm curious though, does the Marcy slip through?
Yeah, I think if you're Soniqs right now, you do have first pick, so you can leave it. But I would expect RNG to probably get rid of it. Then again, maybe Leshrac is a hero that they want to target. We've also seen some teams going with that ban. Of course, Soniqs already showed that they're happy to play Leshrac. But I think right now for Soniqs, maybe they can ban something that they're just not wanting to play against outside of Marcy. Expecting them to drop through the Undying, but yeah, they don't seem entirely sure yet.
God, I don't know what Quinn's been doing with his hair, but it looks lustrous in that shot. My goodness, I know we always say like, oh, Tofu over on Gaimin Gladiators, like best hair in the Dota 2 scene, but Quinn's getting up there.
Yeah, he's certainly looking great here. Gotta look ready for battle, right?
Looking good, feeling good, playing good.
Yeah. Over on Soniqs, they ban out the Lina. Lina
Okay.
again getting a first phase ban here.
Will not see the Marcy this game. This time it's going to be RNG who ended up banning it. They don't want to let it get into the hands of Soniqs. They value it quite highly. So I will not be seeing that. I don't know if they're going to feel like they want to pick up Undying. I think from my notes, they haven't really focused much on that particular hero. Yeah, in fact, they go for the SF.
Yeah, it's a pretty common hero to go in the first phase. He's very reliable, but it's curious to me that we see Soniqs banning out the first phase Lina, by the way, because last game, I had to double check because I wasn't sure. Last game is RNG banning it against them. So this is something between the two teams. They both respect the Lina a lot. RNG banning it first phase in the previous game, and here we see Soniqs banning it out.
Yeah, I'm curious what those scrims look like, that they're so respectful of each other's Lina.
Yeah, bit of insight, you know. I mean, that's the only insight you usually get as a caster into it, unless you have very close connections with a team, is to pay attention to the drafts, and you're going to see some hints of what's happening in their scrims.
All right, well, with the Shadow Fiend picked up, now it looks like RNG heavily trying to decide what they want as their first pick. And how they want to hide their draft,
multiple ways. Yeah, they have multiple ways they can approach this, but RNG is a pretty methodical team. I would expect them to either, like, they would reveal an offlaner, either Brood or Visage probably, is what I'm sort of expecting. And into this Shadow Fiend, I don't think you necessarily want to pick Brood, because I think the laning stage is okay for SF against Brood. You can probably bully her quite a bit just by races being so strong.
Oh, interesting. Okay, they pick up the Lich for themselves this game.
That is definitely a bit of a shift. We haven't seen this in our... I don't think we saw... Did we see Lich at all yesterday, you and me? I don't think we saw a single Lich pick.
No, I know he's been picked up. I think I saw a game with him in it, but it wasn't the games that we casted.
Yeah, exactly. But that's curious to see, and he is being picked early here as well. So, again, good shielding against the Shadow Fiend. Usually gets tremendous right-click damage, so having that physical protection is nice. And they go with Tiny as well, so showing off what most likely will be their support duo on the side of RNG.
I like it. I like how they're ready. See that energy over here on the side of RNG. Got a couple punches going on.
5 seconds remaining.
Ready to fight. Ready to go.
Yeah, very focused faces. And Soniqs are still going to go back for the Undying. I think that's a good call. Undying still works very well with the SF, because usually when you have SF, you want to put down a lot of stuff around him and allow him to just stand there and right-click stuff. It's similar to Draw Ranger and how it executes. And SF putting, or Undying putting down the tombstone allows SF to stand near it and control that area.
God, I'm already so sick of seeing Undying. I think he's been in like almost every single match that we have cast or banned. This hero.
Yeah, at least you're not forced to play strength heroes against it, you know? Some of these players, they're like,
That's
oh,
true.
yay, let's play a double strength lane against Undying again, just because that's what our draft wants to do, and we'll just have to deal with laning stage being rough.
Perspective, for sure. No, they're still gonna ban out the Broodmother, though. They don't want to see that in this game, despite the fact that you said, you know, SF should do just fine.
Yeah, he should be fine, but it's still playing as Brood, and that alters the game quite a bit. It's probably one of the offlaners that, in the most significant way, changes how you have to approach the game. Because of the areas she takes over with her webs and how she sort of infests your jungle, and then you have to go through some serious trouble to root her out of there.
So they have run the Tiny Lich before on RNG, and the rest of the draft that they picked up was a Leshrac, a Lone Druid, and a Lycan. So they went really heavily on that push strat the last time that we saw these two heroes picked up together.
Yeah, we'll see if they want to opt to do that again. Soniqs this time is shielding quite well against something like that, because usually the good things against push is to have strong team fights, and SF and Undying is building up to be a good team fight lineup already. Whereas RNG have, you know, certainly a good team fight in a Chain Frost, but Tiny is usually more about those skirmish and pickoffs. He's such a good hero at catching people off guard.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I'm curious too, like some of the teams really have a high value on Chen and Enchantress, trying to put that pressure down. And it seems like with these, a lot of the games that we've seen today, they've been kind of ignored, or, you know, in one case, Spirit, you don't let Miposhka get that hero. But it's interesting to see how these metas kind of develop between these two teams.
Yeah, I don't think exactly. It's just, does your team prefer to play Chen and Enchantress or doesn't it? Because those are pretty defining heroes for support players, and not every team is going to have necessarily an Eng player in it, or even a Chen player. So for now, going by pretty unnoticed here could still be an option for either of them.
Probably not going to be for the side of RNG, since they do have the Lich already picked up, but
Yeah, you could still run it together with like putting the Tiny as a mid potentially, but now they're going back for Leshrac. Like you said, the research here, so they're following a script according to what they played before, the Lich, Tiny, and now Leshrac in it. Of course, very good synergy.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm curious if they're going to go for something like the Lone Druid pickup again on the side of RNG, because they don't have the best ways of dealing with that just yet, and it is kind of a little bit of a gotcha pick, I feel, if they're able to slip it through.
If they're able to just do something that they've, you know, pretty much hero by hero done before against Soniqs, then Soniqs has to draft in good preparation for this. I would like to see Soniqs, by the way, go for Nyx Assassin here. A hero that we see a lot of people ban out early when they want to pick the Leshrac, shielding themselves. You can pick up a POS 5 Nyx, or even play POS 5 Undying. Either is fine. But I'm not sure if Soniqs are thinking about something else as a better option for him here.
Trying to think of what they've picked up previously that could fit. Go for a Rubik. Get a little bit of a steal of some of these nice spells.
Yeah, there's some really great stunts to steal. If you get the Split Earth, that is an absolutely insane ability to get, and even just tiny spells are good. So that's a good start. They picked that to buy themselves some time. They were ticking down on the reserve, so not quite sure what they want as their last yet, or fourth.
It's good to say that they definitely need some more push onto their lineup.
RNG's turn to pick.
I gotta go for the Doom. Okay. It's a lot of kind of single target stuff going on. I guess you do have the big ultimate, right? You've got the Requiem of Souls over on Shadow Fiend, and potentially any spells that you can steal from the side of RNG. It's a nice, you know, get the Ags online. Leshrac does not like being doomed. Neither does that Lich or the Tiny, who are reliant on the spells.
Yeah, Doom is a fantastic tool to get here. It's pretty damn good against Lich, and it's going to be hard to guarantee safety. I mean, they picked Lich in tandem with Leshrac here because of the shielding, so that he can go in and be aggressive, but Doom can just slap down the ulti onto Lesh, and first of all, he can't continue casting his lightning and his stun, but it also prevents any form of protection for the Lesh during it.
Visage pickup now for the side of RNG. It's a nice way to provide more push, some nice nukes, and also some vision with the birds.
10 seconds remaining.
That was one of the two heroes we mentioned earlier. Either Brood or Visage would fit well for them, and it's going to play into exactly like you said, that push combination. It really does look like they want to add possibly a Lone Druid or something similar. They do ban out the bear, but it could be the wrong teddy bear here as the ban out Ursa. Are they really gonna like sneak in the Lone Druid as well, I wonder? It would be a good hero against Doom. It actually is really, really good against Doom. So now the Soniqs could fall for a very similar draft to the previous one.
10 seconds remaining.
A lot of deliberation going on.
5 seconds remaining.
They're trying to decide. 'Cause they also, I'm curious too where the Shadow Fiend is going. If that's going to be a safe lane or if that's going to be a mid. Part of me thinks it's going to be mid, considering that you already know what's headed mid with this Leshrac most likely.
I think I would prefer to see them do a mid SF, and yeah, I would even like to see them do a mid SF and then curveball the Doom as a carry. We've seen it done before, like 23 Savage Doom, and try and play something along that line where eventually you get farmed enough that you have the Aghanims on Doom as well, and running into a team fight. I could see him being very big impact towards late game, and that gives you the opportunity to pick a late offlane pick here.
RNG's turn to ban.
Oh, they ban out the Slark.
Soniqs
Yeah, so that feels more like banning out the Slark. They don't want to lane Doom against Slark, so probably this is an offlane Doom. Not very likely that they're shifting that one around.
All right, final pickup here for the side of
10
Soniqs.
seconds remaining.
For some reason, I feel like they might go for
5
something
seconds remaining.
even like I think the mid SF would work well. I think they would go troll or something carry, but
Okay.
of course they can run that safe lane SF. Invoker was banned by RNG, so they suspect there's going to be a mid hero coming up, and it sure is. It's Void Spirit coming in, so that's going to be a carry Shadow Fiend. Void Spirit is going to be the tempo hero they want to play around with the Rubik and the Undying.
Quinn Void Spirit, also one of the one of his most known heroes most
10
recently.
seconds remaining.
That, and he plays a lot of Ember. I like all the mid laners see that. There it is, there's the Lone Druid. Man, they got like almost a full run back for the side of RNG. The only difference is that Visage pickup instead of a Lycan.
Yeah, that is, and honestly, this looks scarier. I think Lycan would be, a little bit slow perhaps in terms of the greed level with Lone Druid, but Visage comes online in a little bit better way earlier on. So RNG doing a strategy that they have performed before and has been available to see, and Soniqs now, let's see if they're ready. Of course, you said Quinn on his Void Spirits. That man is very, very good at all the spirits, I feel. Perhaps not Earth Spirit, I haven't seen that too much, but his Void, his Storm, his Ember, all of them are very, very good. But he has his work cut out from here because this push is going to hit hard around the mid game.
Has to be very careful too that he doesn't get bursted down by any sort of rotations. They have really good setup and lockdown, right? You've got Kaka, who's going to be playing the Tiny, being able to land those avalanches. You've got the Sinister Gaze, not the Sinister Glare, not Sinister Glaze, as I said earlier either. But that is also a great setup for the Split Earth. Like, you've got a lot of nice ways to be able to lock down, and that's potentially very scary. So yeah, I don't know. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle for the side of Soniqs, but I'm hopeful that they're going to be able to, make it competitive. Maybe we'll see Leslau pop off on that Doom. We'll have to see.
Yeah, he certainly looks ready to pop off. He's got that guitar set for his Doom as well. I think that one looks so badass. Best weapon for Doom for sure. But no, I think the draft here from RNG, again, like last game, looks like it has a clear intent. It has a structured plan, and that's very much how we see them play Dota. Soniqs they're gonna have to make a lot of stuff happen to buy time here and get to a point where SF is strong enough to fend off like the bear, kill it quickly, or even bring down the Leshrac if it gets too close. But they need a lot of time.
The usual shenanigans going on as everybody is placing down their wards and trying to shore up their sides. Who is the hero that you want to be watching during, or the heroes for both sides during this laning?
I think SF usually finds an opening at some point to just make stuff happen with his races slow talent. So want to see if he's going to have the good lane that I'm used to seeing him in this patch have. But also Quinn on his Void Spirits, see if he can get an edge on the mid lane.
You can see on the sticker of Papa Leslau, he's got the shirt, America, Brazil, Leslau, take my energy. All the little GIF.
The battle begins.
GIF
I love the
goes
sunglasses too. It's beautiful.
Wow.
3 runes going over to the side of RNG. So a nice start for their team. But
Avalanche proving to be very good for taking runes. You just drop it down, walk in, even though there's 2 heroes. You can just walk in calmly, take the rune, walk away again. Kaka getting a bit of an advantage for his team there.
interested to see how this matchup is going to go here in the mid lane between Somnus and Quinn. Both highly skilled players in the mid lane.
Yeah, both are really good. I think I'm gonna have to expect that Somnus is gonna be able to win this lane as he has Leshrac against Void Spirit, but Quinn, he does know his way around this hero, so see if he can pull some tricks.
The top lane feels like they're pretty survivable up here, unless like X-Nova gets really out of position. Probably not going to have any issues, especially once he gets to that point of the Frost Shield.
Yeah, just has to be careful about taking engagements when you have too many creeps on the enemy side, but he wants to go in and secure that range creep. Gonna use the Nova for it.
Just a little bit of that harass back and forth. Plenty of regen though on X-Nova, realizing that he is just going to be the one who has to put those clicks out.
Yeah, so far in mid lane, by the way, really nice last hitting by Quinn. He's 7-2 against a 4-1 on Leshrac, so done a good job.
I mean, like I said, this guy very much known for his Void Spirit. Knows the insides and outs and the limits quite well. Not to say that Somnus does not, but again, just very interested in watching this mid matchup.
Yeah, it's very, very skill-based. Bottom lane we see Fada also doing the skill-based Undying gameplay, spamming decay on his opponent. No, but he pulls the creeps over.
We do get a separate lane over here on the side, not the typical one for sure.
Yeah, just building your own little lane, and it's without carry players, so you can farm Fada. This is your time to shine. Get some last hits.
Both the meds being able to grab water runes. Probably not going to be seeing any rotations for a little bit longer, because it is still early on. But Kaka, again, continuing to do these lane shenanigans.
Yeah, they're chasing top with Lone Red Bear, just praying for some entangles. You want to get as many hits as possible on the enemy heroes when you're playing Lone Red. Give yourself a chance. Or if you're a good Lone Red player, you just need one hit, and there it is. That's the route.
I used to make that joke with some of the other players. Just be like, you know, the best mid player always gets the rune. Used to drive Kyle crazy because he's like, no, it's totally, you know, luck based. But at the same time, can you argue? Oh, Quinn, Somnus. There's the first blood. Solo kill for Somnus in the mid lane.
Speaking of the best mid player, Somnus again showing why he was respected for a long time as just uncontested the best mechanical mid laner, and his laning skill is just so damn good. Even on a comfort hero like Void Spirit, Quinn goes down 1v1.
Very nicely done. This is going to give him a nice advantage. Almost level 5. Quinn gonna be a bit behind now. I would like to see some sort of rotation eventually, like I said though, when we get the action rune up, to see if they can perhaps slow down Somnus a little bit.
Yeah, it would be nice. They're already moving over a little bit because these creep pulls are happening and Fada is chasing after it. So he's in a neighborhood control rune, but instead it's going to be Kaka holding bottom as the mids fight over top rune. But Void Spirit does have a nice little tool there, the Ether Remnant.
We'll end up leading the bottom rune for Somnus.
Oh, Topless Lau is in trouble.
Yes, he's sitting a bit low. We'll get the telekinesis off, but there's the last blast.
Yeah, gets brought down by the ex-Nova.
Just Kaka continuing to bring these creeps around, just right through that neutral camp. Neutral camp's like, what? What just happened? Fata trying to get a little bit of the body block, trying to get them to re-aggro.
Yeah, he's doing a good job attempting, but Chalice comes over as well, pulls the creep the other way around.
It's pretty wacky.
And now the lane... Yeah, now the lane is in a great position, though. Just some chill laning on mid lane, bit of harass, but again, top lane not so chill, chasing after with the Frost Shield and Lone Druid hitting.
Gonna get the
Gets
entangle.
Dire's middle
Again, MSS trying to save them, but this bear just chasing after the Doom. So you can land some really nice telekinesis, but if you don't get the bear in there too, he is going to just keep charging.
Yeah, this top lane is starting to feel very one-sided. The Doom is getting good farm, but he's not really able to stay alive against this Lone Druid and Lich combination. They're too strong, and Rubik, despite his best efforts with telekinesis, is not able to save Doom once they commit on him like this.
Yeah, there's only so much they can do. X-Nova making the rotation. Oh, the regen rune gets snapped up by Quinn. He uses both of those step charges to get it. It's a very sad Somnus. He would have loved to have that for sure. Kaka does rotate over.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, they were a little bit too late with the rune control though on RNG, so allows them to get that regen. Good advantage. Now, they're just sitting around mids. Perhaps they can connect an avalanche and get a chain combo.
There it is. There's the avalanche. Use the pulse. Toss up into the air. Oh, they didn't actually go for that split earth, so Quinn gonna be able to regen right back up again thanks to the regen rune that he grabbed earlier.
Yeah, he used it, but they don't have enough of a combination kill. Like, they need more damage. The two of them can't really kill him there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So he gets back to full HP on Void Spirit. He's happy. Meanwhile, bottom, as the rotation came in towards mid, they understand that they have some space, so SF trying to deal damage to the tower when he can.
Bear making the moves against Laszlo. Again, just throwing out the harass. Turn his attention over to MSS, because X-Nova's here. The blast, the entangle. Kaka's here, though. They should be able to get this pick off.
Yeah, they should be happy that they didn't lose more there, honestly. With the tiny rotation, that was close to him getting an angle for Avalanche and toss back on Doom, but instead they settled for a kill. And again, this Doom is far behind on top lane. Usually when you play Doom, you want to play him into a way of getting high advantage in net worth, but right now he's the second lowest farmed core hero, despite having Devour. Of course, Visage is even more shut down in this game. Chalice, we haven't talked too much about him, but he is struggling against the SF. It's a hard matchup.
A little bit of converging over into the mid lane. Kaka getting drawn back by the Remnant. Frost Shield gets placed on Kaka, though. It's a little bit more survival, but they do eventually get that kill. Now, Avalanche into the split earth. Som is just running around, just getting off as much damage from this Pulse Nova as he can, and will be able to collect the kill on Quinn. He's hasted, too. He's chasing after MSS and Fata. So have to be a little bit careful. It's 8 stacks decay on him. Is this going to bottle back up again?
Some cute tower dive there. Just goes in, one auto attack, and then runs out again. Like, I can be here, and you can't stop it. And then it just gets out.
And then
Gonna
the
get a
bottle
bottle refill from his
Kaka.
team.
Yeah.
Yep. Happy to be back to full mana quickly, pretty much, I guess. After using all that fighting, having a full bottle, he's going to be more than ready to fight again.
We're seeing the supports, though, clustering in this mid lane. Step forward, draw back on Somnus.
Radiant's
Not even sure that Fata needed to be there, but they'll be able to get this kill.
is under attack.
Bit of invasion, too. They can see that there's probably some stacks over here. And Yuar says, oh, yes, I will help myself to these. Thank you very much.
That is so much value, stealing this away. Meanwhile, though, on top lane, they lose Doombringer.
Well, they do end up losing Doom, and now Kaka, the toss back. He's just stuck up on the side, so we'll end up dying, and they do lose a stack.
Yeah, I'll trade a stack for an offlaner, but that was a big, juicy stack, too, and taking that away from Leshrac slows down his farm, but look at him. Lesh has another stack up his sleeve in the other jungle. There's more farm.
That does feel very good, getting some of these neutral items, too. And then when all's said and done, oh, we got 2 neutralized. Fairy Trinket. Very nice.
Yeah, Fairy Trinket, of course, S tier when you're playing any hero like Leshrac. Very, very nice drop for him. I'd like to see RNG make moves towards bottom lane next with this rune.
Avalanche onto Quinn, the toss up. Good lift though from MSS. And they'll try to use that Sinister Gaze, but won't be able to lock Quinn down.
Yeah, Telekinesis stopped it immediately, so very value Telekinesis there.
I feel like we've seen some nice play. Like MSS, even though he wasn't able to save Doom a lot of the times, he is on point with those Telekinesis lifts.
Yeah, he's also not level 6 yet. I mean, Rubik, you're kind of just playing half the hero until you get level 6. That is such a big power spike for him, and he's very close to it now. So he's trying to leech some experience, try and get there.
Converging on the top lane onto Leslau. He's got that tumbler toy, but can't escape all of these heroes. And now with this creep wave push forward, they could opt to put the damage down tower. And yes, that's exactly what we're seeing. The Edict chipping away. And top tower will go down.
Yeah, and that's one tower falling, and that's the first of many according to RNG's strategy here. They want to definitely punish the towers in this game as they have Visage just kind of building up slowly on bottom lane. He's going to build into that Vladimir's as well, which will be really good for Ghost on his Lone Druid. Once they start moving together, the auras will start benefiting them really nicely.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Kaka, only level 4 on his Tiny, so he wants some experience here mid.
Yeah, I figured they was going to make the jump forward, but again, X-Nova is here. Sinister Gaze, followed up with the Avalanche, the toss. Need to do a little bit more damage. Splitter does land on Quinn, though, so they'll get the kill. They'll drop the Tombstone. Now Fata running, but the spare. Zentangle, a couple more clicks over onto Fata. He'll be the next one to fall, and they should be able to farm up this Tombstone. No problem.
I wasn't sure if you said despair or despair, because that was truly despair there for Void Spirit as well as he get caught out. There's so much chain stun on the side of RNG. You get caught by one thing, and they just combo it to everything. Tiny, not using Avatos immediately, just overlapping them slowly so that the Leshrac has time to come in, and the Split Earth finishes the job. And weren't they just in there stealing a stack? How do they have a triple stack already again on the same spot? Leshrac getting some really good jungle farm.
That's efficiency, baby. You are going to teleport out, move top, which will open up this lane for Chalice a little bit more. And we're seeing that this Lone Druid is just getting so much farm, being a part of 4 kills and 3 assists also, helping out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Also over onto Fata. Sinister Gaze, couple more hits. They'll toss out the tree. Somnus doesn't want to take these tower shots. They've got the piggy pole, but in comes Ghost's Bear. They are ready to put down this pressure and just remove this mid tower. All according to plan. We'll see the teleport come in from Leslau. Does not have a blink or anything like that to jump onto RNG though, for now.
I'm very surprised that X-Nova didn't commit for his Chain Frost there, by the way. When they held the Undying, I mean, sure, there was a game recently where we saw a Queen waste an ulti on an Undying and then they lost the game, but this is a different situation. This is like very early on in the game. Just drop your Chain Frost, get that kill for free, and then like tower will fall within just seconds. But he really wanted to stay ready for the team fights in case Soniqs came and initiated, I suppose.
Kaka hiding in the stream lane is going to walk into Leslau. The rest of the side of Soniqs converging up. They toss out the tree.
Dire's courier
And they'll
has
be
been
able to
killed.
snipe the courier. Nice little cheeky play from MSS. They drop a ward though. They can see so many heroes. In fact, we're seeing the TPs coming out. Jump forward immediately from Quinn. He's pretty deep here. As now they'll follow up with that avalanche. War, he just can't do anything. He just immediately pops. Do end up losing Kaka. Now the chase is on. Use the roar after Quinn. They're hoping to get an entangle anything. Not gonna be able to quite find X-Nova trying to get within reach for the Sinister Gaze. But Quinn, he's very fast. So being able to run gets that little bit of that remnant to draw them
Meanwhile,
back while
Leslau
this
goes
happening.
down.
They end up getting the kill on Leslau. And they're still hunting, but won't be able to get their hands on Quinn.
Tower is under attack.
Man, that was the Sonics feeling like, oh, there's just a support under a tier 1 tower. The safe lane tower, usually teams don't defend it as valiantly, but no, RNG have no intentions of giving a single tier 1 tower over the way of Sonics here. So RNG just punishing that movement. Tiny stayed alive for long enough, and Shadowfiend really diving a bit too deep for that kill there. He was walking into very dangerous territory under a tree line.
Feels like they weren't expecting to see that many teleports to the top lane.
Yeah, certainly not, but that cost them a lot. That was all their momentum they had for getting that tower. I think if they position a little bit safer, then they could probably still have pushed that tower, perhaps without defense. But since they dove in a very risky way, RNG are quick to punish.
Smoke play coming out from RNG, looking to get a wrap around. Do have Quinn, he's the first one visible here over in the mid lane. Kaka is trying to get into position, looking for an avalanche. Sonics will just play around here in this mid lane. Again, you've got Leslau, you got MSS nearby. They don't have a very easy way to jump onto these heroes, especially not with the way that Kaka has been so fast with these reinitiations. So, looks like we'll just walk into the Roche pit, and doesn't seem like Sonics is gonna make it there in time. They're trying to get over there. Couple hits though.
Yeah,
There
I
it
don't think
is.
they're in
It's
time.
already
They're
done.
trying.
Kako, tumbler toy forward with the avalanche. Couple heroes there drawn back. They'll drop the tombstone. They grab Leslau though over on the side. He's not gonna be able to go and get this tomb off until the very last second. Over onto Somnus. Will end up dying. They lose Kaka. And Somnus just walking away here. It's gonna be absolutely okay.
They have to respect the high ground tombstone. So hard to fight into. There was a nice little play there by Doom trying to stay alive with a hurricane that he has devoured, pushing himself to safety, but at the end of the day he got caught a little bit too deep. And of course this Arcane Rune might be big though. Quinn with a little bit of an advantage because right now he is looking like he needs something. He's only at 6k net worth, we're at 16 minutes. There's definitely a lot less farm than I'm used to seeing him, and over on his opponent's side, 8.6 on that counterpart.
Top lane, they're making the play on you are. They use the chain frost to get a couple nice bounces, and just another nice hit and run by RNG. Quinn, though, is going to run right into X-Nova, gets the Sinister Gaze off. Kaka's here, he's waiting patiently, looking if they can find the reinitiation, get the kill on X-Nova, but they'll get those entangles. This bear, my goodness, he is a hungry boy.
Yeah, gets the entangle, and of course nice use of the Savage Roar as well. And we just see Void Spirit struggling to stay alive in these fights because of the amount of lockdown that they have. He did a great job in the previous engagement to get in and get out, even stealing the Arcane Rune during it. But just 3 heroes alone have so much chain stun between them.
While this tower is getting pushed by the Deso Mask of Madness Bear, we'll see that fight replayed again.
Yeah, the Tumbler's Toy is making big impact, by the way, from the Tiny, allowing him to close the distance faster, and then he has Blink as well now to of course jump.
Do you think this neutral item is going to stay in the game? Like, I know that they like to rotate out neutrals. This one feels really strong.
Radiant's top tower is
I think it will stay, actually.
One moment, though. The Avalanche, a toss back over on MSS. They do get a nice telekinesis off yet again, but they're still giving chase. Jumping right in here, following Leslau, dropping the birds. Entangle gets used. Throw the Frost Shield down. This is not looking like this team is going to be able to survive. RNG, they have hit a timing, and by God, they are just going for it.
Yeah, they're super strong at this point, and Sonics, they're not really ready to fight again. Just trying to buy some time, but there's no time to be bought. This is
They
just
didn't
a
even have
push.
Somnus during this. The toss back immediately. Fata just pops. And now this damage being put out with this diabolic eating, with this bear, with the birds. This push strat is just looking so dominant. Yeah, the now this is meta. That feels like a true statement for sure.
This is meta. It is a strong push strat, but I think the catalyst that makes it work as well is Kaka and how he plays on this Tiny. He's really enabled so much of their catch, and he wants to go for a
He's
little
looking
catch
for
on
more.
top again.
They
This
have
is
that
a bit
ward.
greedy, but be able to.
They see Leslie, the blink forward, the avalanche, the toss, the gaze. Sla's not having a game at all today. Does buy out before he dies, so he'll be able to have a blink dagger. And while this is going on, Somnus just puts his eyes on the objective here in the mid lane. Still have that Aegis for another minute and a half. I don't know. I feel like they're just struggling so hard to get these initiations on the side of Soniqs.
Yeah, hey, I mean, SF is still farming right now. He's far away from a key item, but he's trying to get some gold for his BKB. But still has quite a way to go. He's not going to get it before this push. He has to come home and defend.
Yeah, he's gonna teleport in, pull forward onto Quinn. Oh my god, they're just so fast in the way that they hit these buttons. He had no chance there to be able to try to survive that.
Yeah, and the Shadow Fiend tries with the Requiem, but it's just too late. The Void Spirit already died. He does apply the fear to them, but they already got the kill, so it doesn't matter if they get pushed back.
Does not care anymore. Just chewing through these buildings now. Saving grace is they still have the tier 2 bottom. So RNG is going to back off. Looks like they'll probably go and just grab that final tower. Final outer tower, and they have 30 seconds left on the Aegis too, so it feels like they're happy with what they got. They got themselves 2 lanes and multiple kills.
Yeah, RNG just playing a very structured push strat that comes online really early, and Soniqs, they were not ready for it. They're trying to smoke out and take the fight.
Kaka immediately landing the avalanche over onto 3. The tossback, they'll end up losing Kaka. They grab Fata, he's a bit of tank here. They want to try to get this kill on with a couple bounces with the chain frost. They'll get the kill now. Now you are going to get tossed to safety from the side thanks to the Rubik. He'll end up losing his life. Will be able to push back the bear. The buyback now from Tiny. And we'll see the buyback from MSS jumping back here. Tiny teleporting over to that outpost. Wants to be a part of any other engagements, but they know they're so strong. They're 16k ahead. They're 21 minutes. This game has just been absolute mayhem.
Yeah, it really has been. They need to send someone down bottom now. I think Chalice might go. They're going to travel over instead with a Leshrac just to get this catapult killed so they can start pushing and take the final tower. But this is just RNG having way too strong a push strat, and Soniqs don't have the tools to deal with it. The best anti-push they have is like Fade Bolt on Rubik, but the rest of them are so weak. They're going out not to try and take the fight. They cannot
TPing
wait.
in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So it
they
does
can
have the
kill
blink
lone
this time, so they
druids,
could
that's-
potentially get the blink doom, but look at the positioning.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
There's so much that he has to get through in order to get to like the optimal target.
Yeah, RNG saw that they were approaching, so they dropped down the Wraith Pact and are completely ready for the fight. So they committed their
Good one.
cooldowns.
Hiding in the tree line. They have a ward though right on the other side. So he's not going to be able to get that pick. They say, well, there is the
Invisibility.
Lich, but he's a little bit too nervous. They just don't have the vision.
Yeah, he can't really solo kill Lich as well when he has the Glimmer Cape. It's a bit hard for him to get that pick there. But they're going to have to keep waiting. And RNG, they're not stressing about this. They're like, okay, we took 2 sides. We can just back out. Soniqs, you made a lot of smokes already. They do have another smoke ready on Undying. And they're going to go with it right now. So Soniqs, this is our last hurrah. They're trying to get some form of way to stay in this game.
They have a beacon. Look at X Nova's positioning. Oh my god, he drops these Icefire immediately, grabs Quinn. So they just aren't going to have the advantage. So Leslie, he dies immediately. Quinn, just too many nukes. And now he does that fresh BKB. He's going to try to use the ultimate. We'll be able to force them back with some of that fear. Fata running away with the pig pole. They'll take down the tombstone. Kaka waiting patiently. There it is. The GG gets called. Beautiful, beautiful game coming out from the side of RNG.
Yeah, what a positioning by Xnova there as well. Sitting behind the tree line, again, close to his own high ground ward. This is usually how you want a smoke reveal. Hide in the trees somewhere or on a ramp, and then have a ward on a high ground nearby. So you just see the enemy come, he gets the drop on the shard, and what a beautiful